I'm going to show you how to use the some indirect selection tools. So this last one's called color range. So if I go to select in the top menu and go to color range, this dialog box comes up, and what this does is it allows us to select things by color or tone. You can see that it will choose things based on a particular color. So if you know that you've got all reds, it'll try to select all of those. You also deal with highlights, midtones, and shadows. But more commonly, I seem to use the sampler. Again, we have sampling colors, and we can add and subtract to those sampled colors. So if I just click here on this blue, you'll notice that the fuzziness slider, as I bring this down, it will select a smaller number of pixels. And then as I expand this, you'll notice that it's starting to choose more of the colors throughout. And I'm starting to get a little bit of a selection within the sign. And really what I want to do is just select all of the blue. And so you can see as I slide that down, it's kind of done a pretty good job of selecting all of this. But I may want to add to the selection. So if I click here and then click down here, because you can see that I'm getting a little bit of gray down there. But as soon as I clicked down there, it added the additional tones of blue, because it's a little darker up here versus here. So what it's done is it's selected all of the blue, although I'm getting a little bit of color here, so you can start to see the white coming through. So I may want to pull down the selection slightly, and you'll notice that it's not choosing anything in the sign, but everything else that's white. And again, it's getting all these little spots in here. So as we hit OK, now it's created a selection. So this is a really, really good tool for selecting all of the same color and tone. And I like that slider option because then I can kind of see what's happening. And then once we get this selected, we could do a simple thing like run a hue and saturation adjustment to it. Maybe we want to desaturate the sky, or maybe change its tone slightly. Make it a little bit more powdery blue. So again, just depends on what you want to do with your adjustment, but that's one great way of using the select color range option. The other advantage that this has is it's the only selection tool that allows us to select within a selection. So if I were to take a rectangular marquee tool and make this selection here, and I only want to select within that selection, so now I can go to select color range, and if I sample, say, this yellow, you'll notice that now it's only going to target that yellow, if that makes sense. So again, it gives you the ability to make an additional selection within a selection. So that's a really powerful tool in making selections.